Welcome to SEC Weekly, Touchdown Alabama's brand new SEC news show. Here, I'm followed by my hosts, Stephen M. Smith and Ivan White. They're fellow writers with me here at Touchdown Alabama, and here we're going to come at you every single week with brand new SEC news, which includes recruiting, game analysis, and maybe even some fun things on the quad or at other colleges. Here is our recruiting big board, where we have our 3 outlets that we are getting our top 5 SEC recruiting sites, and we've got ESPN, 24/7 Sports, and Rivals.com. Ivan, would you like to take over?
Yeah. Our big board here, we have 3 different outlets and their recruiting rankings according to the SEC. We have ESPN.com rankings, which Stephen M. Smith agrees with most. 24/7 Sports, which I happen to prefer most. And Rivals.com, which Maxwell Taylor happens to agree with most as well. Now, each one of us did pick a team that we thought this year in the SEC would, or next year 2015 would have the best recruiting class. And I'm going to toss it over to Stephen Smith because he has University of Alabama as his #1 recruiting class. He's going to tell you a little bit more why he chose University of Alabama to be his #1 recruiting class for the 2015 season.
Well, Ivan, as you look at the 2015 class, the University of Alabama headline here by ESPN Recruiting, it starts off with head coach Nick Saban, offensive coordinator Lane Kiffin, defensive coordinator Kirby Smart, and their ability to not only get talented players, but get players that fit their style, their scheme, and system of things. You look at guys like Blake Barnett, of course, T.D. Moldham, Hale Hinches, and importantly, a lot of the more defensive line guys, offensive line guys. Alabama even went out and got a lot of guys from the secondary and the wide receiver corps. But the 2 guys I kind of highlighted here, T.D. Moldham and Hale Hinches. We're going to start with T.D. Moldham. The guy's up 6'3", 315 pounds, and in my opinion, he kind of reminds a lot of people of a younger version of Terrence Cody, his ability to demand a double team, or clog the run game, and come after the quarterback when need be. Hale Hinches, not an explosive tight end, but a guy that can exceptionally block well in the run game as well as the pass game, and gets hit out of the backfield and catch a pass or 2 when need be. But those are my guys that I've highlighted for Alabama, and I do agree with ESPN Recruiting and Alabama having that #1 dominant recruiting class.
Now, through all of that, and all of us living in Tuscaloosa, I have to firmly disagree. I believe that Auburn is the most intriguing recruiting class so far. And this
He's on the bus, aren't you?
I'm on the bus figuratively, not literally. But I will go again and say that Auburn had a pretty surprising season last year. They surprised everybody with their offense, and their defense had a lot of studs on it. D. Ford, first-round draft pick. I mean, they had a lot of success.
Joseph Igwe.
We're going to get there. But I believe that Auburn has to reconstruct their offense because they're losing a lot of talent. Trey Mason's no longer there. Greg Robinson's no longer there. And they're asking for a lot of people to step up this season. So I think it was imperative for the 2015 recruiting cycle that Gus Malzahn got 2 of his guys to come down and be a part of his system. And I think he did that with my top 2 prospects that he's got. He's got Javon Robinson, a running back out of Georgia, who actually, I think, fits very well into the system. Runs through the tackles really well, has a long frame. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, perfect size for a running back in the NFL or at the college football level. And to help at that quarterback spot, to be the heir apparent to Keith Marshall, we've got Karan Johnson. He's listed as an athlete here on 24/7 Sports and most major recruiting sites, but I believe that he will play quarterback for the Auburn Tigers in the upcoming season. I don't want to say 2016.
Now, whoa. Now, you talk about Nick Marshall here. Do you really think that Karan Johnson's going to step in and really battle with Jeremy Johnson for that spot under Nick Marshall?
I really do believe that. Jeremy Johnson is already there at Auburn. He's learning the system, and I think Gus is going to do very well under him because he is a very good quarterback coach. But when you look at Johnson, you got to say he's got the physical attributes. He's got the speed. He's a very smart player. He can see the field very well, in my opinion. And he's working on his throwing mechanics. And I think if he works on it this year, he's only a rising senior, and he works in battles at spring camp, because I think he will commit early and be an early arrival. And I believe that he will push Johnson for the job and try to be the starting quarterback for the Tigers next season.
Now, like Lake said before, we're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Stephen S. Smith, of course, picked Alabama. Maxwell Taylor picked Auburn. I'm being completely different, leaving the whole entire state of Alabama in this case. I'm I'm going back.
And
to
you're being a
Texas.
homer.
And I'm being the homer, hailing from Texas. I'm going back and picking Texas A&M as the top recruiting class. Why? Because this is a university that's searched for stars their whole entire existence. They've had Johnny Manziel that just left. Not even arguably, he is their biggest star in the program's history. Previous, they've had Javorski Lane, Luke Jokel, they've had Ryan Tannehill, Von Miller. The next star that I think can pop up for the Texas A&M Aggies are their top 2 recruits from the 2015 recruiting class. First, quarterback Kyler Murray out of Allen, Texas. He's led his Allen Eagles to 2 back-to-back state titles in the biggest division in all of Texas football. Also, Dalen Mack, defensive tackle. 6'1", 316 pounds. You can't teach that kind of size. He can clog the lanes, get through and try to rush the passer, but mostly what he's going to be is he's going to be that it factor on the defense that Texas A&M has needed for the past 2 years. That player that can just get the job done down in the trenches, but they can get more done on all around the defensive side of the ball.
Now, Ivan, would you step in front of Dalen Mack and try to tackle him?
No, I wouldn't. I would probably run the opposite direction in this case. Dalen Mack, 6'1", 360 pounds, like I said. 316 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. There are some defensive tackles in the NFL that aren't even that size. So, once he bulks up and gets more of that muscle mass done, it's over. I feel like Texas A&M is going to have the front line that they can get to SEC title game in Atlanta and possibly even a national title appearance in the upcoming years. So Texas A&M, I believe, is the team. In 24/7 Sports, I disagree with them, but I do like their ratings overall.
So, in conclusion, Ivan thinks that Kyler Murray is going to beat out Kyle Allen, the number 1, rated quarterback last year, and even up his ante by saying that he's going to be as legendary as Johnny Manziel.
That's a huge field to swallow.
Yeah. I think he does have the talent to get the job done. This man has won back-to-back state titles. That is hard to do in any state, but yet arguably one of the best states for high school football.
So, in other words, Ivan White is a homer.
Correct.
Just to let everybody know. And that's not a knock on Ivan. We love Ivan. A little bit. And that's been our show. This has been SEC Weekly. Hope to see you guys next week. We'll be covering more SEC sports. So, from Titletown, I'm here with Stephen M. Smith, Ivan White, and I've been Maxwell Taylor, and I hope you tune in next week. Thank you.